When you think of multiplayer shooters, what comes to mind? A particular name? A map design? Or maybe it's the way the weapons reacted that holds a place in your memory. But when it comes to multiplayer games and everything it incorporates into their world, the design can either break or make the experience with players coming back for more. So does developer Bankrupt Games give us the game to keep us coming back for more? Let's find out what Pavlov for PlayStation VR2. Pavlov is a multiplayer VR shooter with realistic weapon handling. Play a variety of game modes with over 65 interactable weapons and attachments in various environments. So before heading into battle, there are a few things that you should be aware of. First, find your best play area. You will need some room and you don't want to duck and hit your head or lean into a wall or worse, a civilian of your house. Normally I would say find your best place to sit, but we will get into that in a bit. Second, make sure those Sense controllers are fully charged. This is a battle, and you don't want to be in that one-on-one chamber mode and die from that one bullet because you forgot to charge them. Third, keep practicing. Lots of practice. And finally, have fun. With all that said, let's continue. You may have heard the name Pavlov before, and that's because it originally came out on PC VR in 2017. And since then, the game has had and continues with lots of updates to make it the best experience possible. This is a good thing, as now PlayStation VR2 can experience all the hype, and for good reason, surrounding it. As someone who's been wanting to try the game myself, I was excited to start the game, and I can just say that playing on the PlayStation VR2 from the visual standpoint really looks great, even if I was just looking at the main hub. Just looking at the different options with the black and red that really stood out, not only for the colors, but for the anticipation of what would be my future with all the blood that was about to come out of me. But just seeing the blizzard-like snow with the clouds and the destruction of the buildings just really made me stop and admire everything. I get it, enough with the weather, and move on to the game. From the start, you have a selection of options. You can play on or offline, go through training, play with your friends, settings, and even view the credits if you wish. The first thing in the settings is how you like to have things with the setup behavior. Do you want cross-play multiplayer enabled? What about gore? For those new to VR, you may want to elect the movement vignette. In the player menu, you can elect to have free spectating on so you can fly while spectating, and other options such as overlay effects that will show up on the screen. But don't forget to have that haptic intensity level up as it adds to the immersion. Under input, make sure you select your dominant hand and how smoothly you want to turn. If you want also to have audio sprint on. I would suggest turning on toggle grip and inventory lock if it is not set already. For the audio settings, everything should be checked and the volume level should be at 80%. This is a good level to start, but you may find that you need to adjust it based on the headset that you're using. Now, you could jump in the game, but I will say as always, go through the training so that you can learn the basics. Even if you need to go through it twice, there's nothing wrong with that. And with the training, you do have different options such as shooting range, level 2, and kill health. Each one does a good job of helping you to prepare for the battles you're about to be in. In the tutorial, I noticed something which I am not sure why it's not in the game, but there is no crouching. This means that you will need to be standing to really play. I decided to try to sit, and there are parts through the training that even I had to get up in order to progress. As you can see, even I had some difficulty when playing sitting down and grabbing ammo. One thing about Pavlov is the weapons, which with the number of weapons that there are, they are going to load and fire differently. So it will take some time getting used to them. I'm not saying that this is it, but it will just take some time. And part of the time is finding out what weapon is best for you. So when you do find the right weapon and can feel it fire with your weapon triggers and haptics, you start to really feel the immersion. Then of course, you have other weapons like grenades where you can pull the pin out, or you can try and cook the grenades if you're feeling lucky. After the training, you might want to get the shooting range just to try to feel more comfortable with the weapons and how each one is held in. I think my favorite part of the training was Kill House, as you can run around and shoot the targets that pop up. Yes, it can feel glorious going through the house and make you feel like you're the best in the world. However, keep in mind that the reason for this is simply that I'm not being shot. But still, once you believe that you have done all that you can through training, it's time to show the world what you have learned, or missed depending on the player, and do what Pavlov is meant to do. Add the social aspect with multiplayer. You have a very generous selection of game modes to select from. There are familiar modes such as Deathmatch, Team Deathmatch, Search and Destroy, and even Zombies. But Pavlov wanted to do more, so they are giving more. Modes like Hades, where players will fight through a series of increasingly difficult challenges. Prop Hunt, where a team is disguised as props in the map, and the other team tries to find them, which is quite funny when you start to play it. The Trouble in Terrorist Town, or TTT, where one player is a traitor who is trying to kill the other players without getting caught. And even the Predator mode, where one player is the predator and is hunting down the other players. So you do really have a wide range of choices here, which adds replayability and fun, as you never know who you may be communicating with thanks to the proximity chat, along with the radio to use with your team, no matter where they may be or playing with, as the game opens itself up and invites all to play. Let's talk about the graphics and sound. With all the action going around, I still had to look at the different environments on the maps. Playing in the dark on certain maps with just the right amount of light where it counts made me appreciate the hard work that went into bringing the game that has been on PC VR since 2017 to the now PlayStation VR2 and its features. I did feel immersed when playing, and that is important when you add the variety of weapons and the precise controls. It does add to the immersion. The sound would be as you would expect, with hearing the different weapons, the clear communication of the players, and just the overall soundscape of the 3D audio thanks in part to the Pulse Audio 3D headset. There are just two things I would love to see added. The first would be mods. More content, the better. Second would be a crouching and sitting setting. Pavlov is best played when standing. But when the PlayStation VR2 asks every time you start if you are playing sitting or standing, why not make that a requirement for each game? There are players out there with disabilities that may not be able to stand for long periods of time, and limiting those that can't play standing is not a good thing. This should be something that could be easily added, or better yet, should have been added from the start. Pavlov does provide the fun, the replayability, and the desire to come back for more. It allows us to hang out while playing together in battle with a common goal. In life, we are supposed to be on the same playing field, but may not have the same abilities. VR is about making everyone being able to be on that same level and abilities, when in real life we may be at a disadvantage. When we see someone either in life or in a virtual one, it's more important than ever to be kind, because you never know when that kindness maybe help someone forget about their own pain on that battlefield of life.